Welcome to part 2 of my trip to Tokyo. Before we get into it, if you're new to my channel and you like travel content, please like and hit the subscribe button. On my last video, my trip to Tokyo part 1, I shared with you kind of what I did on my first 3 days in Japan, Tokyo specifically, and on this video, I'm going to share with you what I did in the last part of my trip in Tokyo. On my last video, we left off with my last day staying at the Conrad Hotel in Tokyo. We spent that day going to Disneyland, and this is when we were there. It was actually really rainy. I'm going to be doing a whole video on Tokyo Disneyland in the future, so if that's something you're interested in, look for that in the future. I just kind of wanted to add that I went, but there was so much to cover from that day that I decided I'm going to make a whole different video for that. On this day, we switched hotels. This hotel is called B&A Wall. It's a really interesting concept of art hotel. Basically, the rooms are designed by different artists, local artists in Tokyo. I'm also going to do a full video on this hotel in the future. If you guys are interested in that, look for that. On this day, we walked around Yurakucho, which is the business district of Chiyoda. We found this little Italian restaurant placed underneath the freeway. I ordered a plate of spaghetti. It's interesting to find cuisines from different places of the world in Tokyo. The Japanese actually do Italian food very well. On this day, we went to the neighborhood of Nishinjuku, and we visited Amode Yokoncho, which is pretty much a bar and food alley, mainly food. This little food alley is very famous. It's known worldwide. The food that you will see, the type of food that you will see the most here that I saw was skewers. This alley remained jam-packed pretty much the whole time that we walked through it. I really liked all the lantern lighting. You can pretty much walk up to any stall that you want as long as there's seating. Each stall doesn't have a lot of seats. You'll see like maybe 4 to 6 seats at a counter. And you just pick what you want, sit down, and order the food from the food vendor. It's not expensive, but you may have to wait in line for some of the more popular places because if there's not somewhere to sit, you really can't order food. After the food alley, we walked around the city part of Nishinjuku. We pretty much just people watched and enjoyed all the ambiance of the bright lights of the city. On this day, we took a train to Hakone, which is a town that you can view Mount Fuji in. I'm going to do a whole video of that day trip since it took the whole day and there's a lot to cover. So if you want to see that, look for that in the future. After a day in Hakone, we found this Mexican restaurant walking distance of our hotel. It's very interesting because my first time in Tokyo, I saw a lot of street food that was sushi, a lot of street vendors selling sushi and different Japanese food. But this time around, I saw a lot of Mexican food. This is the first Mexican-Japanese restaurant that I had eaten at. They did a really good job. The food was really good. I was actually very surprised. On this day, we walked around Suganami, specifically the Koenjikita district. Suganami is a ward inside Tokyo, It's broken up city, so Tokyo, then ward, Suganami, then district, Koenjikita. We came here specifically to try a Japanese Denny's. Japanese Denny's has similar menu items as American Denny's, and it also has items that are completely different. During the time we were there, it was lemon season, so they also had all these specialty items just for that time. I got this salad with egg in it, and I also got a cup of coffee. In addition to that, I also got this noodle plate. It's really hard to explain exactly what that was like. I heard my friend, she got a sandwich with fries, but it was definitely different. This is our view from the Denny's restaurant of the Koenjikita ward. After that, we walked around the business area of Koenjikita. Later on, we took a bus to another neighborhood. This is as at a bus stop waiting for a connecting bus. We didn't spend much time in this area because we were just here to catch another bus, but this area is called Ifuku, also in the Suganami ward. We traveled to the neighborhood of Kitazawa, and we found this coffee shop, Komida's Coffee. My friend got this coffee with like a gelatin and whipped cream on top. And I got a regular coffee and a Coke or Pepsi. I can't remember. Don't ask me why I got a coffee and a soda. I just felt like it. I don't know why. This was the meal, egg sandwich, and I think hush puppies if I remember correctly. After coffee, we walked around the shopping area of Kitazawa. Okay, so this is a different day, and on this day we walked through Kanda Jimibocho, a ward inside Chiyoda district. This area is known as the center for used books. I hadn't heard of it before, but I was told about it by a local. It's full of bookshops. Some of them sell used books and some of them, like this one, sell new. It's pretty much a book lover's paradise, the whole neighborhood. Later on that evening, we went to New York Bar, which is a bar that is situated on the top of the Hyatt in Tokyo. They had live music, beautiful view. We ordered appetizers and I had a glass of wine. If you've seen the movie Lost in Translation, this was the bar that was filmed during that movie. This was such a stunning view. Obviously, this is a notable building, and unfortunately, I do not know what building this is. If you know, leave it in the comments. Another landmark that I'm not exactly sure which one it is. This was our last morning in Tokyo before we took a train to Osaka. We decided to eat at Center the Bakery. Center the Bakery is known for their house-made breads and their house-made jellies and jams. They make these big, fluffy slices of bread, in-house. I've never had bread like this before. Basically, they bring you your 2 slices of bread out, some jellies, and you pick a toaster and you toast the bread at your own table. I really enjoyed this experience. This was their French toast. Before we got on the train to Osaka, I saw another Mexican food street vendor, and of course I had to try it. It was so cute inside of this little food truck. And here's their menu written in Japanese and in English. I ended up getting a bean bowl. That was it for my trip to Tokyo part 2. In the future, I will be making a video of our time in Osaka. I'll also be doing the video of Tokyo Disney and our trip to Hakone. So please like and follow along. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.